lab today, you'll need the following items from your chemistry kit. The container of zinc solid, copper sulfate, it's a blue salt, one pipette, one test tube that is clean, a glass in which to hold them, this micro spoon, and your distilled water bottle. The first thing that you'll do is place 2 level scoops of copper sulfate into your test tube. So you'll open up the jar and get out your scoop. You're just going to kind of tap it so it becomes level, like so. And then carefully, you're going to place that into your test tube. So that would be 1 scoop, and then a second scoop. And then place that back into your glass. Cap your copper sulfate and put this back into your kit. Your micro spoon, it may look clean, however, there could be microscopic particles of copper sulfate on it. So please make sure you rinse this off with water. Don't put it in the dishwasher. It will probably melt, but just wash it with some water, rinse it with some water really well, and then dry it off. The second step is to put 2 milliliters of water into your test tube here. So there are grooves on your pipettes. The top one is 2 milliliters. So you'll squeeze down the bulb, stick it into your distilled water, and then pull it all the way up. If the water level goes above the 2, just squirt some out until it gets down to 2. If it goes below, try and squeeze it a little bit harder and get it above. It's an easier way to do that. And then place that into your tube. After you put your water in, you're going to need to dissolve the salt. The easiest, quickest way to do that is to stick your pipette into it and squeeze it back and forth so that the water and the copper sulfate are going in and out of your pipette until it all mixes in. You want to not have any salt at the bottom. Please don't throw your pipettes away. What you can do is fill up a glass, another glass, with water and rinse the pipette by squeezing water in and out of it, in and out of it, in and out of it until it is all clean. I do in and out at least 20 times. And then put this back in your kit. The last thing that you'll need to do is get out a piece of zinc. You want to find a relatively small piece. These are okay to touch, just don't lose any. So I would say a piece that is relatively this size. So it's kind of a pea size. It's not very thick. Please don't do any pieces that look giant. And then you'll cap your zinc back and put that into your test tube. Take a picture of the very start of the reaction, and then every 10 minutes you're going to come back and take another picture. When you first open the simulation link, you'll be brought to this page, and you'll need to choose the model, copper sulfate plus metal. This is the simulation that we're using today. When you get onto the home page, in the bottom right-hand corner is this arrow expand. Please click that to make it a full screen. It will make the graphics more clear and give you a better view of what is happening. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the buffet table. These are all of your controls for things that you can put into the simulator here on the right. To add things to the simulator, you'll first need to click over to the right to turn it on, and then you can go back to the middle to pause it, and you can drag things in. When you're adding metals in, you can just put them in, drag them in like so. And then when you drag the simulator back to the right, it'll start playing and moving around. There's a little bit of sound, so make sure you have your sound on. If you would like to restart the simulator, which you'll need to do during your activity today, click the restart button and it will reset you to the home. You also have a temperature control that you can experiment with. The last thing on the buffet table that is important is this home button. You won't need to use that today, but in the future, you may need to toggle between different simulations. So you click the home button and then you can choose a different one. But today we're just doing the copper sulfate.